Plastic mulch is basically a form of plasticulture, for the fancy term out here. There's multiple things that we're using it for, but some of them are weed suppression, water retention, a form of season extension by being able to warm up our soils. These cover discs are pretty simple to install. I took a little wax crayon and made a mark where I want my cover disc to go. So we got the drip tape, it slides right on this adapter here. For today's purposes, we got our 48-inch roll of plastic, and that's going to give us a 30-inch top. We feed our plastic in between these two rolls. The one thing you got to make sure you're doing when you're doing this is you got to hold on to this, because without this, you ain't got no water up underneath your plastic, right? Randall's doing a good job keeping me a straight bed too, I appreciate that. This is a nice tool, but you could take a plow through, I guess, if you wanted to, plow it up and then hand lay your plastic. But the advantage behind that piece of equipment is labor saving. When you save on labor, boom, you got more money in the pocket. So.
Cherry tomatoes, well, all tomatoes are native of South America, and they, a lot of times the native plants, the tomatoes that you're dealing with there are about the size of a pea. Well, back in the 1500s, the Mexican people brought those South American plants up and did a lot of plant breeding and came up with big tomatoes. A pint of cherry tomatoes is, it depends, obviously. You can see this blush variety is more of an oblong shape, a bigger tomato, versus these little super sweet 100s that are perfectly round. So you're gonna get a different weight in your pint, but the average weight on a pint of cherry tomatoes is about 7/10 of a pound. So just under a pound. We want to look at what our production costs are before we market. Well, how you need to set your prices, you need to figure out what you have in it. What you pay for your seed, your fertilizer, your drip tape, everything that you've got in it. And what's one thing that we all leave off? Labor. This is like heaven. It's just the most beautiful thing in the world. These right here, these shorter plants, they're determinants. They're going to set a concentrated set of fruit toward the earlier part of the season. They're going to pretty much fizzle out and just do minimal fruit later. The indeterminants are the ones that are going to go all season, and we're going to have to manage them accordingly. We won't get as much all at once, but we'll spread it out.
So what we are trying, like Dr. Blevins was telling inside, if you're in the indoor, climate change is happening, extreme weather events. So it's even more challenging currently than it was before. So you have to somehow adapt some practices in your farm, which is like more resilient to the climate change. Testing the soil for soil health analysis. There are many different ways and commercial lab, and people like a researcher, they do test in their lab. You can submit soil sample to get the soil health analysis, which is on top of soil fertility analysis. That's kind of worth it. You don't have to do it very often or frequently, but once in a year or once in a 2 year, if you do this kind of test, you will see that you are improving your soil health. There are some parameters, okay?
Today I'm going to show you two types of microbial activity, microbial biomass, those type of tests. So the first, I'm going to show you the microbial respiration test. It's a very quick test. You can do easily in your hand. You can see that here the probe color is kind of reached to 4 to 5. It's meaning that the soil health is pretty good. I took 0.5 ml, 0.5 ml amount of soil and just mix it, and I will add 3 drops of the sample from my extraction. I think the microbial biomass is not that high. It's still showing it's low by microbial biomass, 147 microgram carbon. This result also giving some proportion of fungi and bacteria. Is showing that fungi is 9% and bacteria is 91%. But I hope what climate smart agriculture practice is going on here, if I collect the sample from the in the mid of that, I believe that the microbial biomass carbon and fungi bacteria proportion will be higher.